Hey guys, I just found out about this cool exploit in Overwatch 2 which lets you add a 6th teammate to your team and you don't even need another person to do it. First, when you load into the match as a DPS character, scroll down to the second row of heroes and find the hero called Torbjorn and select him. Look, now whenever you press L1 you can spawn in a hero that has aimbot and infinite ammo. Now you can epically troll the enemy team as they wonder how they are getting shot with pinpoint accuracy. So guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more epic trolling techniques.
Coming in at a strong 4'7", Torbjorn is, well, he's funny. Besides the very hilarious fact that he's the shortest character in the game, Torbjorn is probably one of the easiest heroes to pick up and play because it essentially just comes down to this. Put your turret down, make your way over to the staging area, then you start spamming your primary weapon down the choke point until you get a headshot kill that you totally deserved. Oh, and you know what else is funny? Okay, take a look at the screenshot. Do you notice anything strange about it? Well, let's pick it apart. Here in the top right, we can see a total of 4 minutes and 17 seconds have gone by. In the grand scheme of things, that's a relatively short time. But once we move to the scoreboard, that's where it gets real interesting. As you can see, I have a total of 17 kills, but hold it! I have over 10,000 damage? And if you look at the scoreboard, nobody even got close. Well, granted that we did have some people leave, or who knows what, maybe their internet just went out. Oh, and you know what's even better? 3/4 of my kills weren't even from my gun, but they were from my turret instead. Y'all thought this was Rise of the Torbjorn? Nah, move aside. It's Overwatch Sentry Gun with a whopping 100% accuracy. Jokes aside, let's actually dive deeper into Torbjorn's kit. Coming in at 200 HP and 50 armor, he's actually on the beefier side of the roster. There's a pretty good reason for that though, and that's because, well, there's no easy way to say this, but he's kind of fat?
Last I checked, I didn't ask for your opinion.
And his height isn't really helping either, as you can see that his head is easier to shoot at, since his figure is relatively compact compared to the other heroes. So pretty much he's just a walking, talking target. And it's for that reason that Torbjorn is a pretty easy kill when it comes to hit-scan heroes like Ashe and McCree, who can usually single him out with ease. That's why you'll usually see Torbjorns further in the back behind their team, unless they're pushing objective or they're forced to fight in the front line. Now, if that was it, sure, fine. You just have to play a good position and just make sure that you don't get caught out. But of course, Blizzard said
bad word,
and they gave him this ability. Overload, my favorite crutch ability. This stupid thing has saved my life more times than I can count. On activation, you gain a total of 100 temporary health, increased movement speed, increased reload speed, and increased fire speed for a total of 5 seconds. Now, I'm sure I don't have to spell it out for you, but this ability it's just really good. This ability can also be an insane pressure tool from when you just need that little bit of extra firepower to get the job done. And with a 10-second cooldown, you'll usually be able to use it whenever you need to. Speaking of firepower, let's talk about Torbjorn's primary weapon, the Rivet Gun. Coming with 18 ammo, this thing is quite the little beast. For starters, his gun has 2 firing modes, the single shot projectile and the close range shotgun. The single shot does 70 damage on hit, and it also comes with no damage fall off. Having no damage fall off is actually a really big plus for this weapon, because this means that you can effectively snipe anyone as long as you can hit your shots. For that reason, it's pretty easy to get kills in the backline if you just keep spamming your shots at the choke point. And by easy, I mean it's really easy. For whatever reason, people love just standing in the same place and taking damage. And while the single shot is pretty good, I can't really say the same for the shotgun mode. With 3 ammo consumption combined with the Rivet Gun's really slow firing rate, it's really just a last resort, as you primarily don't even want to engage in close range fights as a Torbjorn anyway.
Hey guys, editing reach here. So it turns out that Torbjorn's shotgun mode consumes only 2 bullets instead of 3 now. So that's cool, I guess.
Unlike Reaper, Torbjorn really doesn't have any tools to escape sticky situations, which is why his shotgun is usually not going to cut it. Although, I will say that I find it hilarious that Torbjorn's shotgun actually does a bit more damage than Reaper's shotgun. So yeah, the rivet gun is moderately good, but let's not forget Overload. If you can recall earlier, Overload actually increases the rivet gun's firing speed and reloading speed. Basically what I'm trying to say is that Overload just turns your gun into an absolute killing machine. That's why if you're going to use the shotgun mode, I definitely recommend activating Overload before you do so, just so you can make the most out of it. So now, let's move on to the turret. Where's the transition? What?
Burn.
Oh, the hammer. The hammer. Okay, well, yeah, the hammer, it definitely exists. It does 55 damage on hit, and it also heals your turret for 50 HP. But let's be honest, if you're using this to get kills, you're either memeing, trolling, or you're just new to the game. But yeah, it can be pretty funny when you do get a kill with it. And now, let me introduce you to one of the funniest parts of his kit, the turret. When deployed, it builds up to 225 HP for a total of 3 seconds. After this initial cast time, it'll start spitting out bullets that do 14 damage per 0.25 seconds. Looking at the stats, it's pretty obvious that this thing isn't going to be shredding enemies left and right, but obviously the turret can still kill you if you're not paying attention. Now let's talk about why the turret is so important. Without Overload, Torbjorn is on the slower side when it comes to killing people. With this turret out though, you'll always be maintaining a constant source of damage as long as the turret is up and in range. As far as I know, the turret has no damage fall off either, and this combined with the rivet gun can actually be quite annoying for the enemy team due to this one mechanic. If you hit somebody with the rivet gun's primary fire, the turret will automatically switch targets to the enemy that got hit. That means, if you have a clear sightline, you can specifically harass certain heroes in the other team with deadly accuracy. Of course, there's going to be a multitude of factors that affect this like shields or whatnot, but nonetheless, it's important to choose your targets so you can get the most out of your gun and turret. So yeah, just target supports. For the final part of his kit, let's talk about his ultimate. Molten Core is a pretty decent ult, as it serves as a very useful deterrent for gatekeeping objectives and choke points as long as you spread it around effectively. Like all other projectiles though, you'll have to be careful not to be countered by abilities like Defense Matrix and Kinetic Grasp. Also, it's fairly easy to obtain his ult, as Torbjorn can relatively stack up damage quite easily, making multiple uses during a game quite common. All in all, Torbjorn is a pretty wacky guy, and with the amount of dumb things you can get away with, I'm surprised I don't see him more often in my games. And so what do you guys think? Do you think Torbjorn is good, or do you think that he needs a couple of buffs or nerfs? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Also, I did this video for a project, so I didn't really go into as much depth as I wanted to, so who knows? Maybe I'll make a sequel. Anyways, that's all the time I have, so I'll see you guys in the next video.